What's up, guys? This is Southern Outdoors, and today we're going to be shooting my Sanlida archery, whatever it's called. It's a compound bow. Okay, let's open this up. It is my Sanlida archery, I think. Yeah, that's what it says. Sanlida archery. This is the bow itself. It is it is a 70-pound compound bow. I don't think that's what it's at right now, but it looks a little bit more of a newer compound bow. It's so it even has it's got 5 sights instead of 3 like a lot of bows. It's very nice. 70 pounds. It even has a flashlight here, a black light. So if you twist this, all these lights glow right here. I've never seen this kind of sight before, but it's better than the regular ones because then the feathers hit all these feathers or hit the brush around here. And but yeah, it's a nice bow. And then we'll show you all the arrows. The case is pretty nice too because you can fit all the stuff in here. You don't really have to worry about that. This is our release. It's pretty nice, pretty nice. You can adjust it too. So, and it's camo, so that's a bonus. These are the arrows we're going to be shooting over here. Now, one of these is my hunting arrow, which is this one, and we're going to test it out today. It is by Terminator Hunter Carbon Express. So, we're going to use this for hunting, I hope, if it turns out well. We always use the best arrow, and I like these feathers better. These ones are a little tough. I like the feathers that aren't as long, because the longer feathers typically come off easier. But we're going to go at 20, 30, and 40, and maybe even 50, possibly 60. And we're going to shoot this bow, so we'll bust out everything. And I don't have everything that comes with the bow here today. It's pretty much just the stand for the bow that's missing. So that's all we need from that, and we'll put this on and we'll go shoot some arrows. I just remembered very vital information. None of these arrows have tips on them, so I have to go back inside and get all the tips for them. We're back. We're back, and we got the broadhead, no, not broadhead, sorry, field tips, crack tips, whatever you call them, we got them. We do have one of these expandable broadheads though. I'm not shooting at the target though, because that'll break. Whenever it goes in, you shoot it, it goes in, it hits the flesh, and these blades open up, and it makes it harder for the deer to pull it, wiggle it out. Now most of the time these go through them anyway, but it also gives it a wider wound channel, so about that much. So it's actually pretty good, and they do work. So okay, we're going to bust these arrows out. And in my opinion, some of these arrows do have 2 feathers, but in my opinion, I've shot all of them before. It doesn't really matter. Now, if it has 1 arrow, that's something else, but 2 arrows, it doesn't matter. Okay. We'll put these on. I don't know how many grains these are, because we used to have a scale, but now I don't know where it went. But these are the ones no, yeah, these ones right here came with the bow. All these arrows and stuff are by Sanlida, but some of them are getting older, and we'll test both. We'll put 2 and 2, and then we'll put whichever one works the best on the fencing arrow that we're going to use. Now, I like mossy oak arrows, but we were at Dunham Sports, and they don't have any there, so we had to get some different ones. But anyway, we got this, and I'll show you our target out there. I just bought it from Sports Academy. Can you see it? Should be right there, the little white dot. But we're gonna move closer. This is like 60 yards or something. So got all these arrows, and we'll close this up. I need to get a better thing. A lot of people use tackle boxes to keep their different arrows and stuff in, but that's what we got right now. So. Hunting arrow. Got the bow. And we're gonna move up closer because I've shot at this thing so many. We have a rangefinder, but I don't have it with me. But I've shot at this target at this range so many times that I already know where to go. So we'll go do that. Okay, we're set up at 20 yards. As you can see, the target is much more visible now. Let's scoot this way a little bit. Okay, and we're gonna use the Sanlida. I don't know what kind of range that is. Arrows first. But this, I originally got 12 arrows that came with this set. But I have like 6 now. No, 4. Because I already found 3 of them that were chopped up by a lawnmower. So these are top 10. And this pin was sighted in for 20 yards. So if I'm shooting high or something, I'll know where I am. And I'll be able to move back. Let's go check the groupings. Okay, walking up to the groupings, they're not bad. I mean, I haven't shot this bow in a few weeks, so that's not terrible. This target's new though. I've only shot it at like 6 or 7 times. So it says it's labeled for 25 pounds and under, but this thing stops more than that one did. Our arrows will go through that one, and that one's a yellow jacket one. It's all ruined up now. The foam's coming out of the back. And that could be because my little brother, that was his. But I paid for this one. It was only like 30 bucks. Dude, no way. How does that happen? Oh my gosh, these arrows are terrible. I can't stand these Sanlida arrows. I mean, their bows are great. I love their bows, their releases, everything, their brushes, their sights. All that's great. But their arrows are horrible. They're just not durable. Especially the feathers. The feathers are horrible. And I get we do treat our bows and arrows a little more rough, but they shouldn't break like that. That was at the tip and stuff. That shouldn't happen. Huh? I gotta twist you. Don't act like I can't see you. Sneak up on people. Okay, this way. No, you can't shoot it, so you already passed that up.
Yeah, I know. Because you were gone.
Well, I guess this thing's trash now. So, take the tip off of it. Don't take the Can-Am. Alright, we're going to try to shoot a little more at 20. And then we'll go back to 30, 40, and possibly 50 if we have enough room. Now I can just move the target back, but it's kind of on a downhill slope, so I'm level with it right now. But that's as far back as you can put it without getting it unlevel. You know what? Y'all are not pointing at this thing. Yeah. There we go. Look at my camera skills. Good one. Alright, now we'll try this other arrow. I'm putting one of the older tips on it. So, this is what the older tips look like. Well, no, this is newer actually. This arrow is a little wider though than the other ones. Okay,
Take it off.
Oh no. This one's gonna fit. Okay, this is not good. maybe I can twist this thing back here, but see this? This is sideways. It needs to be flat.
It doesn't have to.
It has to with
No,
with my release. It has to. I mean
Why
my
does
brush
it have to?
because my brush has 3
Put it on. Put
brushes
it on.
on it.
No,
Guys,
click it on.
it doesn't work like that. Okay?
No, put it on. Let me see.
Look. In order to go like that, there it comes out. It's gonna hit these things. Otherwise, it has to be tilted like that. Oh. Oh my goodness. I thought I wasn't going to shoot this. Let me just make sure it's on tight though. I just put it on here, that way this thing wouldn't move, and I twisted the arrow. So.
Now it's gonna break. No, it's
Could
not.
just snap my arm off. That was pretty good.
Shoots lower, definitely.
Well, it's heavier.
You want the
Let's go check the groupings. Oh, coming up on it. Look at that. Oh, that's so beautiful. Look at this. Oh, look at that. And then the other arrow is just underneath it. And those 2 arrows. This one has 3. This one only has 2. But this one has 2. That's the bullseye one. So you can see it doesn't really matter if they have 2 feathers or not. And this other one was pretty good too. The new one. So I'll just pull these out. Yeah. Okay. And we'll grab this bullseye one. Oh, it's such a perfect shot. When you get a perfect shot with a bow, you can't stop talking about it. Okay. Let's go back and shoot this at 30. I know it's at 30 because I've shot at 30 a lot. So, and it just needs to be like 1 or 2 yards around 30. It doesn't have to be exactly at 30. Okay. We're in here. About 30 yards. Move back quite a bit. Shoot some of these other arrows. Now you can also find your way at 30 yards. If you shoot all your arrows and all of them shoot low with your second pin, then you know your sight's a little low or you're too far. Now this thing has already been sighted in perfectly at 30 yards. Okay. Those are all 4 arrows that we shot. Usually I like to have an uneven number. That way, you get consistent things. Because if you shoot 2 arrows, one of them could be the left, one of them could be the right, so you don't know which way your bow is most shooting. So I either shoot 3 or 5. Don't shoot even numbers, because it could just be, like, see here, look at this. See how one of the arrows is low and to the right, one of the arrows is low to the left, and then these 2 are pretty much spot on. So I would need a 5th arrow to decide where my arrows are most pointed, to the right, to the left, or are they low, or are they good on. If it was closer to these arrows, then that means that that means these 2 arrows over here were probably my fault. So you just go with your best average. So if 3 arrows are at the bullseye, but 2 of them aren't, then, your average is closer to the bullseye. But you should still practice with your bow a lot. Like at least 2 or 3 times every week. That's what I try to do. Because deer season is just around the corner. For rifles, it starts October, I think. The week before Thanksgiving, or maybe turkey season, I don't know. But for bows, it starts a lot earlier. And since I'm 13, I have to have a license, which I do have. But I have to be 16 to hunt by myself. So, with the gun at least. With bow, it's different. So I can hunt by myself with a bow, because a bow is a lot safer than a gun. You have to do a lot more work to get yourself shot with the bow than a gun. With a gun, something could easily be chambered wrong, or the ammo could be bad. That's not what it's like with a bow. With a bow, you actually have to pull everything back, put the arrow in, and line up with all the sight. So, it's easier to get yourself hurt with a gun than a bow. Unless if your string breaks in your face and everything blows up in your face. Okay. Pretty good. And I'll probably tune it to 70 eventually, but it's at around 60 right now. So back. Sorry, I just cut the video because I was talking to my dad. He went to Lowe's and got some chairs because we got a spot down at our creek over there, and we'll show you all that eventually. But we got a fireplace down there, some tiki torches, and we're gonna grill out there. So. And I don't want to shoot while someone's walking or driving. Okay. And so far, it's about 3 inches or 4 or 5 inches apart, I think. Judging from the shadows, because I can't exactly see the arrows, but I can see their shadows, the sun, and they look like they're about 3 inches apart. That was good. Good one. I really like this bow. I'm not a big fan of the big, like, I like my bows just plain in color. I don't like them to have too many colors on them or any of that. Just plain for me. Pretty good. They're all probably within 5 or 6 inch grouping. And all that is good enough to kill a deer. There's a lot of spots where you can kill them. And most of the times, when you shoot at a deer, 70 to 80% of the time, you will kill a deer. So, especially with a gun. Well, it also just depends on what caliber you're using. We have a 30-06. We use that a lot for deer hunting, but we haven't really got any yet. We've only been hunting 1 year. Okay, so this is the grouping. And like I said, all 5, maybe 6 inches apart. This one's pretty much a bullseye. But all those are good enough to kill a deer. Because if you shoot low, you'll hit the heart. If you shoot high, you'll probably nick at least 1 lung. And if you shoot perfectly, you'll hit both lungs and get double lung shot. Shoot back, it's a gut shot. And the deer will eventually die of blood loss. And if you have a broadhead, you do a lot more damage. And if you shoot it in the spine, things can't function without their spine. If their spine's damaged, they won't be able to move. So, if you shoot it in the spine, you will probably have to go up there with your knife and to its throat. But that's why you try to shoot right behind the shoulder, not at the shoulder blade. If you hit the shoulder blade, the arrow will either snap in two, or do absolutely nothing. When we've had our fair share of bucks, I saw a 6-pointer in our woods. I've never seen over 6, I don't think. This tripod's pretty much broken. So put that to slant. We'll shoot one more time at 30, then we'll go 40. Possible 50. I think we'll be able to go 50. But completely my fault. But I did nick it, and I feel like I see something on the side of the target. If I go up there and my arrow's broken, I'm going to be so upset. I've lost so many feathers on my arrows already. It's ridiculous. And I don't like the way it's looking up there. I pulled to the right, though, so that's my fault. It's not the bow. As soon as you get it sighted in from side to side, then you're good. Okay. First 2 arrows, great. 3-inch group, maybe, nope. maybe a 1.5, 2. No, that's a 1. Okay. I don't see. Oh, phew, we still have 3 feathers on. It's really nerve-wracking when you hit it. And the reason why I bought this other target is because our arrows would go all the way in to where the feathers would touch it. And then it would just tear all these feathers apart. And some of them would only have 1 or sometimes even no feathers left. Or it would damage it. In my opinion, 2 really nice feathers on an arrow is better than 3 roughed up feathers. Because you'll see arrows wobble and stuff. With recurve bows, the arrow typically wobbles because it doesn't have a brush on it. And you don't want to see that with a compound bow. If that happens with a compound bow, there's something wrong. So it's important to keep your feathers on your arrows very well treated. And you can buy and repair feathers for bows, but it's better to buy a new arrow and have them professionally made than fix it, because otherwise the arrow could hold a foot group each time. 40 yards, well, around 40 yards. I know that this golf hole, this is our golf green, I know that this golf hole right in front of the camera is exactly 40 yards from the target. But I know I put the target back by the yard, so I'm going to scoot up 1 yard. And a lot of people don't like to stab their arrows in the ground. I really don't care because it doesn't do anything. Just brush the dirt off the tip when you shoot them. Because it will bounce. It will not have a balanced way with dirt on it. Remove this, make sure. Good. Yeah, the target is right there. Right here. Probably be able to see it, but you know, this tripod stinks. It's not a very expensive tripod. It came with something. It's not like it. It's box $300. Okay, yeah, brush all the dirt off. And it's important to get your arrows sighted in with the same weight. Like field point, if you're sighting it in with a 150 grain field point, you probably want a 150 grain broadhead. Otherwise, if it's more or less, it won't shoot straight, or it'll shoot higher, or it'll shoot lower. So, yeah, that was not good. But I jerked to the left with that. I can tell that's what I did. So, you just got to make sure that you notice when you're doing that. Okay, since I don't have an uneven amount of arrows, I'm just going to keep it at 4 arrows. But you should be able to tell, because if you can tell you're making a mistake, then you shouldn't have to really, you can just zone the arrows that you made a mistake out and go with the closest one to the target. That means if it's really close to the target, you get 2 around there, then you should be fine. This is the group, still not very good, but I could tell that I was jerking to the left and right. So you just want to be able to tell if what your mistake is. So if you can't tell what your mistake is, then you need to experiment with your bow. A lot of how you learn is experimenting. I love to experiment with a lot of the activities that I do, and that's how you get better at them. So you experiment and you fiddle with stuff. That's how you get better at doing stuff. If you don't and you just keep doing the same thing every time, there's no correcting your mistakes. Like I play baseball. If I keep doing the same pitching motion or the same throwing motion every time, I'm not going to get any better. Because it could be a bad throwing and pitching motion. So you got to switch things up and fiddle with them, just like throwing a fastball or curveball. If your curveball is not working, go with the fastball. But you can't keep using the fastball because then people will get used to it. So just fiddle around with stuff. That's how you'll get better. And it always works for me, so. Okay. We'll shoot this last time at 40 yards. Hopefully we'll get a better grouping. And then I'll tell you what this bow is called and a little more information on that. Other things. So. all of them were low, but that one. Well, they were all low. None of them were high or anything. So I should probably lower this side of them. Well, we'll go check them, and then we'll probably end this video and tell you some more. Mowing grass. Alright, this is the grouping from the air. As you can see, all of them were at least to the right, besides this one down here. But they were all low, so that tells me I should probably move my sight up a little bit. And the hunting arrow that I'm using is a little beefier, so it is shooting a little lower. But it's also shorter, so it could be the exact same way, I don't know. It's like 1 or 2 inches shorter than the other ones, but that shouldn't really matter much. But hopefully come deer season, we'll get a deer, which is not that far away. Like I said, I don't know the exact time it starts, but from watching other hunting channels, I know that I think bow season ends November? Oh, excuse me. That's like November? I don't really know anymore. August, September, October. No, not November. Wait. I gotta sing the song to figure it out. No, it doesn't end November. I think that's when it starts. It's November. Something like that. But I'll tell you a little bit about the bow now. It is a Sanlida, like I already said. Dragon X9. I don't know anything about Sanlida archery besides they make good bows, or at least this one is. So if you're looking for a bow, all this stuff comes with the bow. So it's not like you have to go to a store and buy everything separately. It's all comes with the bow, and it's all pretty good price. And it comes with all the stuff you need. It's all made by Sanlida, so it all goes with it, and that means it probably should function the best with it. But the sight is great. My brother only has a three pin sight on his. This one's 5, and it's got a blacklight flashlight, so if you're shooting in it's a little darker, you could turn that on. And the only issue with it is that the brush on it, if the arrow's feathers are not turned right, it will not shoot. It will hit the feathers and either explode in your face or fly off course. So if I were you and I was getting an arrow, make sure when you go to do it that the highlighted feather is facing up. And when the highlighting feather is faced up, this, I forget what it's called at the end, the part that attaches to the string, should be flat. And the little split in it should be shooting up and down, so completely vertical. It shouldn't be shooting side to side. So, yeah, and the Sanlida arrows, I don't know what it is. I mean, they're so flimsy. They fall off really easily. And the best Sanlida arrow that I have right now is this one. It's the only one that actually has 3 feathers on it. I don't know how many grains these are. I think it's 340 grains, because there's just a random number on here. It says 340. I'm just going to take that and say there's 340 grains, which it very well could be, because arrows weigh a lot more than their tips. So, and like I said, I only have 4 arrows left, so I'm probably going to get a pack. And when I do get them, I like the shorter feathers, because the shorter feathers are always tougher. Mossy oak arrows are really nice. I like those. The feathers are a lot tougher. So when you're shooting through, I think it's called a bristle, the brush or the bristle, whatever it is, the thing that the arrow flies through, that, it has to be tough enough to fly through that if you don't have a brush like mine. So when in a normal boat, all these feathers have to cut through the brush to shoot. So they have to be relatively tough feathers. With mine they don't, because they don't even touch the brush. But I still would like durable feathers. Otherwise, they're not, and you can't really find them like wood or stuff anymore. I mean, you can, but they're typically for traditional recurve bows. So if you're trying to get real feathers, you're probably gonna have a tough time finding them. Now we go to a place in Cookeville, I think, Cookeville, Tennessee, and they are called. What is it called? Oh my gosh, what is it called? It's a small hunting store. But they sell, all their stuff is pretty, they're like a home manufacturing company. So they pretty much make all their stuff. All their stuff, if you don't like things made from China, which I don't, because it's just, you know, plastic, another stupid piece of plastic made in China, then I would go there, because most of their stuff is all made in USA, and they don't really import things from other countries or anything. So if you're and all their bows, I will say all their bows are very expensive, and they don't come with anything either. Their cheapest bow there was $280, but it didn't come with anything. Now, I could just be used to cheaper things. I don't know. Like, I may just be someone who doesn't like to spend a lot of money on bows. But if you're someone who's really more into bows, then they're pretty good. Gosh, what is their name? So I'm trying. There's so many sports stores that I know. Play It Again Sports. They're a small store, but it's only sports stuff. There's no hunting. Sports Academy, Dunham Sports, which is hunting and other sports. Gosh, what is their name? I'll have to think of it. They're a place in Cookeville, and which is a lot of times we'll take trips there and get restock on hunting supplies. But I've never bought a bow from there just because they're so dang expensive. Their bows, and most of their brushes there and stuff for the bows are all at least $100. But they do sight in your guns and all that. It's not just bows. They do all that stuff with guns and stuff. It's more of a like I would say, their stuff is pretty professional. It's not like you fall apart the first day you buy it. It won't. And they do sight in your bows and adjust all that, and they fix your bows and all that stuff. My brother, his bowstring completely broke and all that stuff, and he took it there to see if they could do anything with it, and they replaced the entire string. I forget what this is called, but they replaced this. They replaced a bunch of stuff on there, so all that got fixed, and it was, I think, to sight the bow, and it's only like $50 from, I think, 30 yards. Now, I already know how to sight a bow, and I don't know what it was. My brother didn't want to take any advice from any of us. I just told him it's common sense to just fiddle around with it, which is how I sighted in my bow, and it shoots great. He didn't do that. It took him like a month to get everything for his bow finally ready so he could shoot it. So don't be stubborn with your bow. Just don't, like, if there are other people who don't even know stuff about bows, you could probably take some of their advice if the advice seems simple enough. My main thing is just fiddle around with it, not the actual like pressures and all that stuff, but fiddle around with the sight if you can't sight it in. And I'll remember the name of that place in Cookeville, and I'll say it in the video. Just gotta remember it. Oh my gosh, what is it? It should be so simple to remember this. Oh, they sell deer blinds and a bunch of other stuff there though. So it's an all hunting and fishing store. But since all their stuff is pretty much made in America, it's all more expensive than you can find on Amazon. I don't even know how much my bow was. I know it was bought from Amazon, so I don't know. It was a birthday present, so I don't even know how much it is. All I know is it's a great bow and I love shooting it, and I would like to get a deer with it. So, gosh, what is that place called? My brother will probably remember. There's nine children in the family. One of them gotta remember. We don't go there a lot though, because a lot of us are younger kids. So we typically don't go there a lot because, like, places that things are out and you can grab, this just doesn't mix. So I'll remember it. Don't worry. I'll just have to go ask someone.